Welcome to today's video. Picture this, it's a crisp Saturday morning. Lisa, a single mom of two, pushes a grocery cart through her neighborhood store. Her two kids, Ava and Jake, dart ahead, excited to grab their favorite cereal. Lisa takes a deep breath as she approaches the aisle. But when she sees the price tag, her stomach sinks. That box of cereal costs 30% more than it did last year. Milk, eggs, bread. Every staple feels like a splurge. And when she finally makes it to the checkout, the total flashes on the screen. It's a number that makes her heart race. She's over budget again. Sound familiar? Inflation isn't just an economic term. It's a daily reality for millions of families. From groceries to gas to rent, the rising cost of living is squeezing wallets nationwide. But what if there were solutions? What if someone had a plan to bring those prices down? Enter Donald Trump. Whether you agree with his politics or not, one thing is certain. Trump has always promised bold economic strategies. In this video, we're diving deep into the story of inflation, Trump's past policies, and what his future presidency could mean for you. Stick around. This isn't just an economics lesson. It's the story of families, businesses, and the choices we make for a better future. Let's start with Lisa's story. Lisa works full-time as a nurse in Ohio. She's the kind of person who carefully plans every dollar. A little extra means buying fresh fruits instead of canned, or saving for her kids' school supplies. But lately, no matter how hard she plans, it feels like she's losing ground. Inflation doesn't just affect Lisa's groceries. Her landlord just raised the rent, and the gas station down the street charges more every week. It's a vicious cycle, and Lisa is desperate for a solution. During his first term, Donald Trump implemented tax cuts through the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. For people like Lisa, this meant a slight increase in take-home pay. It wasn't a windfall, but it helped cover small luxuries, an occasional ice cream outing with her kids, or saving for a rainy day. But tax cuts are just one part of the equation. For families like Lisa's to truly thrive, the economy needs balance. More money in pockets can boost spending, but if goods and services don't keep up, it can fuel inflation. That's why Trump also focused on deregulation. Now meet James, the owner of a trucking company in Texas. James's livelihood depends on fuel. Every time gas prices rise, his expenses go up, and he has to pass those costs on to his customers. During Trump's presidency, his focus on energy independence helped stabilize fuel prices. By increasing domestic oil production and reducing reliance on foreign imports, gas prices dropped. For James, this meant lower operating costs, which helped him stay competitive. Now let's turn to Sarah, a farmer in Iowa. Sarah grows wheat and corn, staples of the American diet. But she's been struggling. Global markets are tough, and imported goods often undercut her prices. During Trump's first term, his America First policies aimed to level the playing field for farmers like Sarah. For Sarah, this meant she could stay in business and keep her farm running. For families like Lisa's, it meant more stable food prices. By supporting domestic agriculture, Trump's policies reduced reliance on foreign imports and ensured a steadier supply of goods. Critics argue that Trump's trade wars disrupted global markets, but supporters believe they were necessary to rebuild America's economic independence. Speaking of rebuilding, let's meet Daniel, a factory worker in Michigan. Daniel remembers a time when his town was booming. Factories hummed with activity, and his paycheck provided a good life for his family. But over the years, those jobs disappeared. Companies moved production overseas, leaving towns like Daniel's in the dust. When Trump imposed tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum, it was a controversial move. But for Daniel, it meant his factory reopened. He got his job back, along with the pride of providing for his family. Trade wars and tariffs aren't easy decisions. They can raise costs in the short term, but for workers like Daniel, the benefits of a steady job far outweigh the downsides. If Trump were to return, his challenge would be finding a balance. Protecting American industries while minimizing inflation. Let's shift to Karen, a school teacher in California. Karen doesn't own a business or work in a factory. She's just trying to make ends meet on a modest salary. Rising grocery prices have forced her to rethink her weekly shopping trips. Organic produce? Out of the question. Fresh meat? A rare treat. Trump's policies on deregulation and domestic production could directly impact people like Karen. By reducing costs for farmers and manufacturers, prices at the checkout line could stabilize. But there's another side to Karen's story: the stock market. Karen's retirement savings are tied up in her 401k, which relies on market growth. This brings us to Michael, a retiree in Florida. Michael spent decades saving and investing. During Trump's presidency, the stock market hit record highs. His portfolio grew, giving him the financial security he needed to enjoy his retirement. But inflation poses a unique challenge. Even with a strong stock market, rising costs can erode purchasing power. If Trump were to return, his pro-business policies might reignite market growth, but controlling inflation would require careful coordination. As we bring these stories together, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Inflation isn't just about numbers on a chart. It's about real people making tough choices. It's about Lisa wondering how to stretch her paycheck. It's about James fighting to keep his business afloat. It's about Sarah preserving her family farm, Daniel rebuilding his community, and Michael protecting his retirement. Trump's potential approach to inflation involves a combination of strategies: tax cuts, deregulation, energy independence, support for domestic industries, and selective tariffs. These policies aim to create a resilient, self-sufficient economy. But no policy is perfect. The road to economic stability is filled with trade-offs and challenges. Critics question whether Trump's approach could truly solve inflation or if it might create new problems. Imagine this. Lisa is back at the grocery store, but this time the prices are manageable. She doesn't have to choose between fresh produce and school supplies. James fills his truck's gas tank without worry. Sarah's farm is thriving, providing food for her community. Daniel's factory is buzzing with activity, and Michael watches his savings grow with confidence. This vision isn't just about Trump. It's about the policies and choices that shape our economy. So, what do you think? Could Trump's strategies bring relief to families like Lisa's? Or is there another path forward? Let us know in the comments. And if this video gave you a new perspective, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together we can navigate these challenges and find solutions for a brighter future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.